Yeah! All right. How jump rope builds a lethal physique. So look, I brought this up because I have been on this kick. I'm losing weight right now, and I have been jumping rope. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel so good that I've been doing this jump rope exercise. Um, I call this the easy way of working out because a lot of times, like I'm gonna tell you right now, hopping in the gym, you can burn yourself out hopping up inside of a gym. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why gyms make a lot of money off of people who, oh, I'll be back next month, and they just keep renewing. The gym is a very, 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 I'll say overly social place, but also it's an intimidating place because a lot of times it doesn't allow you to go easy because you're always going to feel inadequate by the people that are around you. But the jump rope exercise, I've seen myself, my heart rate's raised, like I'm working on my breathing and everything like that, because I stopped smoking. I used to smoke for a long time. So stopping smoking, I'm trying to get my breath back, my stamina, everything. And I think it's the best way to work out. So let's see if they're able to support my claim.
Utilized pieces of equipment in the entire gym. It was Muhammad Ali's tool for building a footwork that helped him float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. It turned Mike Tyson into the youngest heavyweight champion in history, forging the explosive coordination and rhythm that made him untouchable. It was Floyd Mayweather's weapon. He would often skip for up to an hour per session, building the defensive mastery that kept him undefeated. The most dangerous men on the planet, special forces operators, world championship boxers, elite martial artists, have all religiously used this deceptively simple tool. Today I'm going to give you 7 reasons every man should have a jump rope in their training arsenal and give you practical tips so that you can start the second this video ends. My name is Jack Crucial. I hold a master's in physiotherapy and work as a performance consultant to founders, entrepreneurs, and businessmen all over the world. This channel exists to teach you the tools, methods, and tactics that I use to build lethal gentlemen. Let's get into it. So why does a jump rope deserve a place in your training? Firstly, jump rope should be looked at as a foundational human movement. Why? Because it can build the exact foundations you need for a variety of different movement patterns. When I was working in a clinical setting, I would see so many running-based injuries from clients who hadn't run for years. When I told them running puts 3 to 5 times their body weight through every stride, they were absolutely shocked. And this is the issue that I see with the run club culture and marathon obsession in modern times. Most people simply aren't prepared for those demands. Think of the jump rope as a bridging tool for those of you who want to get back to running. Each small
And now that's what I agree with. It is a bridge tool. Starting off with jump roping, especially if you're not an athlete. If you're not an athlete, if you can't jump rope, start by walking. That's gonna be my thing. If you're not no athlete, if you at least did some type of athletics, play basketball, baseball, soccer, and you're just a little bit out of shape and you're trying to get back into it, start with jump roping. Jump roping will help you get back, because that's what I'm trying to get back to. Just even 10 days into it, boom, I was able to get back to doing stuff that I used to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like once I get to like my 40-day mark, then I'm out there, I'm shooting jump shots. But let it become your bridge. If you not athletic, okay, then you might, like, you got a whole bunch of pounds on, start by walking. But the main thing of it, you don't want to start working out and doing something that's going to get you hurt, especially when you hit a certain age. I think even if you in your 30s, starting off by like trying to run and do the most, you're going to get yourself hurt. Start off easy. Jump rope is the easiest way to start.
Small jump builds the anatomy that you need to be able to handle higher forces like running, jumping, and sprint training. There are even studies to show that 10 minutes of jump rope provided the same cardiovascular benefits as 30 minutes of jogging. While I'm skeptical of this study, jump rope can provide you with cardiovascular benefits without the impact and the joint stress in the knees, hips, and ankles. This is exactly why I like to use the jump rope as a smart bridging tool to return to running pain-free or any sporting reconditioning protocol. The benefits of the jump rope don't just apply to running. but also to jump training. Everyone in the longevity space is obsessed with maintaining muscle mass and VO2 max, yet they don't realize that you lose power twice as fast as you lose your strength. For this reason, one of the best longevity hacks that you can utilize is jump training. Much like running, you don't want to rush immediately into broad jumps and other intensive jump variations. Before you ever load up on maximal vertical or broad jumps, your body needs a base to build from. Hundreds of low impact, high frequency ground contacts through the utilization of the jump rope does exactly that. Every contact loads the fascia of your feet, the ankles, and lower limb, and also builds calf endurance, all without the risk that comes with jumping straight into intensive jump variations. From there, it's a short step to sprinting. Sprinting demands short ground contact times, and so does jump rope. If you look at the best sprinters in the world, they're able to spring off the ground using a very stiff foot and ankle complex and the elastic recoil of what is called the windlass mechanism. Every clean rep utilizing the jump rope teaches your foot and ankle to fire with spring-like function, the exact quality that lets you explode off the ground. Remember that number I gave you for jogging? 3 to 5 times your body weight? Sprinting can produce up to 12 times your body weight. If you weigh 100 kilograms, that's over a ton of ground reaction force. Now, jump rope alone won't fully prepare you for that, but it's one of the best starting points for building the lower limb resilience that gets you there. Now, I'll be releasing a full
Now, like I said, he's saying it's not going to get you to the point of, like, you know, it's nothing that can replace sprinting. It's nothing that can replace running. I get it. But work your way up to it. If you ain't, like, if you out of shape or you just done fell off, get you to jump rope, man. Because at the end of the day, the biggest thing is not hurting yourself while you're working out. But also, don't burn yourself out. Like, I can tell you, if you ain't ran in the second, you ain't did nothing like that, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out. After the first, second time, you're going to burn yourself out. If you start by jump roping every single day, you know what I'm saying? I go 6 days out the week. 6 days out the week, boom, jump roping. You know what I'm saying? Then you mix it up. Let that be the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Then you start sprinting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Start running a little bit more. And then you'll eventually get your way up to it. You know what I'm saying? There's way more. Like I ain't heard of nobody who was jump roping and ended up in the hospital. I ain't never heard that. You know what I'm saying? I may be wrong, but I just ain't heard it.
Turn to sprint guide on this channel very soon, so I suggest subscribing and turning your notifications on to keep your eyes peeled for that one. Now, beyond the movement qualities, jump rope can be used as a tool to build an elite gas tank. You can grade the intensity however your session demands it. Zone 1 and 2 for a warm-up, or 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off for the anaerobic high heart rate work that martial arts training requires. It works just as well for active recovery as it does for a brutal conditioning finisher, and it primes your upper and lower body together before a session even starts. There are very few tools that flex across that entire range. There's also the fascial benefit that most people never think about. Fascial training gets a lot of attention right now. I don't believe you can truly isolate your fascia in training. That's a separate conversation entirely, but you can absolutely bias and emphasize it through the style of training that you choose. Bodybuilding style training of slow contractions and mind-muscle connection will not place as much fascial emphasis as something like jump rope. Every jump rope contact happens too fast for your brain to consciously calibrate, and that speed is exactly the mechanism. Done barefoot, it trains the fascia of your feet and leverages the windlass mechanism, that spring system in your foot and ankle that every elite sprinter and runner relies on. It's the reason the best movers on the planet look like they're floating. If fascial training interests you, this is the lowest hanging fruit available. Then there's the neurological side, and this is where the word rewiring actually earns its place. Try jump rope today and you'll be shocked at how much coordination, reaction time, and cognitive demand it takes to do it well, especially once you move into patterns like the boxer skip, double unders, and crossovers. Each pattern is a distinct skill, and your brain and body have to build that skill, which adds directly to your athletic toolkit. Roberto Duran built part of his career on this exact principle. He used the jump rope as his go-to method for getting back into fight shape after long layoffs. The older you get, the more your brain and body need new tasks to stay sharp, and jump rope is one of the best tools on offer. Last but not least, building bone density. Running isn't accessible to everyone, especially
He hit us off with a whole bunch of facts, right? But one of the things I can say, right, when you starting with the jump rope, right, give yourself 10 minutes. Now, it does change when it gets to a point of the rope that you use, right? I'm building actually like a course on jump roping, so I've been doing a lot of research around it, and it's just kind of helped me. When you're using a regular speed jump rope, because that, like I said, it's levels. Like you can start with a cordless jump rope. That's for somebody who, if you ain't got no stamina and you just ready to start, get you a cordless jump rope, man. I'm using that for a client of mine that is has a mental disability. We using a cordless jump rope. You know what I'm saying? You start with a cordless jump rope, then you move up from the cordless jump rope to a regular jump rope, right? The cordless jump rope, you want to start with 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I like how he just said that. You know what I'm saying? And do that about 10 times. Start with just 10 minutes. And then the more you do, the longer you can go. Then you get to a weighted jump rope. I got a weighted jump rope. The way I do it, because the weighted jump rope is slower than a regular jump rope. With the weighted jump rope, you do you can count reps with the weighted jump rope, where it's just like 10 reps, do 10 sets of 10 reps. You know what I'm saying? Just start with that. If you can start with that with the weighted jump rope, then you just start, boom, maximizing. And the more you do it, that's when you start feeling comfortable. That's when you hop into sprinting. That's when you hop into running. That's when you hop into the other activities that you used to do, as soccer or you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. Jump, then you eventually run.
After a long layoff, and that matters because impact is what builds bone density in the first place. There's a principle in physiology called Wolff's Law. The bone remodels itself based on the load that you place on it. Load it consistently and it gets denser and stronger over time. Leave it unloaded and it weakens. That same 3 to 5 times your body weight load that makes running risky for a beginner is also what forces bones to adapt and strengthen under Wolff's Law. Tools like swimming train your aerobic system without impact, but impact is exactly what keeps your bones dense and resilient as you age. Falls and hip fractures are among the most common issues we see older adults suffer with. The stronger your bone density foundation, the lower that risk becomes. Jump rope gets you there without the injury risk that comes with running. So now that I've given you 7 reasons why every man should jump rope, how do you get started? First, get a rope. I have no affiliation with any brand. My rope of choice is a Swiss Skip PVC speed rope. It carries slightly more weight than average, it's durable, and it handles any maneuver you'll eventually want to progress into. That said, the brand matters far less than the fit, so just go to your local sports store and pick one up. Get the length right. Stand on the rope with your feet together. For beginners, the handles should sit roughly at rib cage height, just below your armpits. As you get more advanced, you can shorten the size of the rope. Skip the weighted rope for now. Your first bottleneck is going to be consistently getting the rope under your feet, and a weighted rope will fatigue your hands, wrists, and forearms before that skill is even built. Save it for when you're an intermediate. Then build your base. Work towards 30 unbroken seconds of a double foot pogo skip. This is the easiest skill to master. Once you own that, move to 30 seconds on and 30 seconds off, and build that to a total of 3 minutes. Once you can complete that block without a single error, start expanding into a boxer's step, alternating skips, and beyond. And for where it fits in your training, the most time efficient move is using it as a warm-up before your lift. If you've seen the Lethal Physique protocol in the description, this is exactly why I use it there. It primes your body and banks the reps in a short 3 to 5 minute window. I hope this inspired you to not only purchase a jump rope, but to use this underrated tool as part of your training arsenal. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Look, like he said, me and him, we on the same path. Because I'm doing the same type of research. You know what I'm saying? He already got the Lethal Physique. I'm getting to the Lethal Physique. But the only thing that's different with me is that you about to watch this transformation happen with me. I said 10 minutes. He said 3. I agree with the 3. It's just, how I feel is that you're going to look up and that 3 is just not enough. Got to keep going. That's why I say start with the 10. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the main thing is consistency. I say start with the 10 because to me, I feel like gyms are finesse. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily need the gym. I think if you start with the jump rope, eventually, I think, like, you know, I look at working out, the way I look at working out is more of a go with the flow type thing. You start with the jump rope, boom, 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 boom. Eventually, you'll flow into something different that'll keep you going. It's just you want to use the jump rope as a consistency thing. Like how he was just saying, he's using it as a warm-up. I ain't talking about using warm-up. I'm talking about using it as a full body exercise to lose weight and keep the physique that you have. Jump rope, like I'm saying, that's why I say 10 minutes. Go from 10 minutes and eventually work your way up to where he talking about you get to Floyd Mayweather status where you over here jump roping for a full hour. You know what I'm saying? That's what we trying to get to.